Well, here we are for the October podcast. Since it's a podcast, I guess I don't need a face mask. However, when you're teaching your classes or interviewing people or even doing anything outside just you, remember masks are important. Yes, it does make a difference. Okay, so again, we're following all COVID requirements for our classes. Classes are again beginning to pick up just a little bit. We can see that by the number of cards that are being purchased from our instructors out there, so things are going very good. I'm doing usually anywhere from 1 to 2, sometimes 3 monitors a day. So far, it's all looking really good. Only had to make a couple corrections here and there. But one of the biggest things to talk about now it's the 5-year AHA change time. And as that, I need everybody to go to their instructor network. When you open the instructor network on your dashboard on the far right-hand side, you'll see a little banner that says 2020 Instructor Updates. Okay, now, point of reference. If you don't see that, sign out, sign back in again. For some reason, it doesn't come up the first time. I've even had it come up the third time I signed in. So try signing out, sign back in again. It's kind of like rebooting your computer, and you should be able to see the little banner that says 2020 Instructor Updates. Everybody has to do the Heart Saver and the Basic Life Support. Okay, they're free. There's no cost involved. So don't click on something that costs money. Basic Life Support and the Heart Saver. Heart Saver goes into some first aid issues that really are kind of important. It's kind of like stop the bleed stuff that we've been teaching anyway. But it's important to see that Heart is now actually putting that in their little talk for changes, and we've already been doing it. Kind of always seems to work that way. So some of the changes to remember or think about before you do your online type stuff. ACLS and PALS, mostly epi seems to be sliding back in as a major factor for cardiac arrest. Epi, as you know, if you give enough epi, you can get a rock to have a heartbeat. So the bottom line is epi is kind of really important. The other interesting thing with PALS is that they want cuff tubes rather than uncuffed tubes. So for those that are not in the advanced end, sorry, but that's nothing to do with basic life support, but that's kind of sliding in from the advanced life support end. Basic life support, kind of the biggie thing here is with the infant. You know, we've always beat on people, 2 fingers, center chest. Okay, that's still good, but you can now use the heel of one hand on an infant. I know you're saying, what? Yeah, I know, I said the same thing. And you can use the encircled hand technique as a one-person technique. Now that's different because typically we've always beat on our instructors. If you're going to do encircled hand technique, that's a 2-person CPR. Well, now they're saying, no, you can do that one person. My thought is that because of certain mannequins are so difficult, the baby mannequin is so difficult to compress that literally it takes 2 fingers or a heel of one hand to compress the infant's chest. Real infants, and take this from experience, real infants do not take a lot of pressure to compress the sternum of a real infant doing real CPR. It is not difficult at all. So this upgrade, I think, is more for the mannequins than it is for real world. But again, make sure your students understand only enough, an inch and a half is what they're saying is an average. But again, until you meet resistance, bottom line is real infants work a lot better than some of these mannequins that we're using now. Okay, rate is for breathing rates, increase of 20 to 30 per minute. If you're doing a 30 and 2 by yourself, you're not going to be able to hit no 20 to 30 breaths per minute. So again, this is more of a 2-person, kind of sliding a little bit into the ACLS, but it can happen in BLS if, in fact, you've got the person, somebody bagging, and the other person doing the CPR. So let's see what else. We talked about making sure that you've got your instructor network stuff. We talked about the far right box, basic life support, and Heart Saver. That's pretty much it. So this is kind of a fast and furious coronavirus update. I should say coronavirus slant CPR first aid training update, but it is what it needs to be for now. We may put one out a little bit later on as more people do these updates, but remember, do your update, make sure you get your certificate at the end of it, copy it or download it and make a copy on your desktop, and then send those copies to our administrator, send them to Kathy. So admin@ppmems.com, you should already have that in your system, and send it to that. Don't send it to office. If somehow you make the mistake and do, we can forward it over to admin. But it should go directly to admin. Okay. Any questions, as always, give me a call. We're always open for suggestions on the podcast, but we're trying to make it as quick and easy as possible. Okay, again, stay safe out there, wear your mask, and I want you to stay around and be with us for a long time. Okay, thank you and take care, and happy Halloween for those that are going to participate. Bye.